So we'll go ahead and I'll just kind of turn back to what we've already agreed upon and then take a look at where we were coming back to. Did you know then your last turn on us was at 4%?
Yep.
So we'll just kind of go through it. So in terms of your language piece, we talked about the workday, work week, and work year. We have the agreed upon the first page. Was there anything you see that was
I don't think so.
that we missed or we need to adjust?
I'll go ahead and just hand that to them as well.
Okay.
So I do have language for that as well, but
Okay.
you know, if it
If it
works
matches,
and it meshes, that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
okay,
Okay.
you're closed.
And that the blue was the part where we had talked about last week, and it was just your suggestion on there.
Okay. You know, and we can add that piece in.
And you have it at the,
You
you have that last sentence.
Okay,
for
yeah,
yours,
yep, I
yep.
was just getting that, yep.
Yep.
This will apply to. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go. So it's really across.
it's pretty much the same thing,
Yep.
so,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
so your language?
So,
Okay, we can talk, or are you guys good with that right now?
For now.
Okay, we'll talk about it and see, okay.
okay. So we'll go to proposal 2 salary schedule. So as you know, your proposal then was 4%. So we came back with 3.5% increases for the 25-26 school year and a 3.5% increase for 26-27. Any questions on that one? Okay. And then on the last proposal 3, we kept the monetary amounts that you had said the last time. So,
Okay, right.
okay.
Did I send you any counter or did we give you a counter on this, the health insurance, or did you just fill that in on what you had? Do you remember?
I think these amounts were reflected from what you had asked.
But we didn't give you an actual proposal,
Yeah.
which is interesting because you have for the school year crossed off for, employees working less than full time. And we had that same thing crossed off as well. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe we did give them something.
Okay,
I don't
Yep.
Okay, yep,
yep, I think it was from then.
Yep. okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, yep, I think it's what he gave us. Okay, okay. Yeah, we were questioning that on why, if that meant, you know, just 8, 9 months or, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds great.
And then did you want to bring up what you had talked about language clarification too?
Sure, we can do that right now. Oh gosh, I wish I had a contract. No.
I have one in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just so that I can.
I apologize. This was the spelling, punctuation, and formatting. There really isn't a whole lot except for this one thing. Otherwise,
Oh, okay.
and everything else. I apologize for not having copies. I made a bunch of copies for teachers.
Should I just put number 4 on this, Christine?
That would be great. Yeah. And I want to say we talked about it last time, didn't we? About having it.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
of
it's
course
just-
makes sense.
Yep.
Absolutely makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so for the working conditions, the 9.5 under substitutes. Para is able to substitute for a teacher and everything. It says, they receive on top of their regular pay, $44 for 4 more hours of substitute service and $22 for less than 4 hours of substitute service. We kind of have a meeting and everything about that. That there should be a minimum of about 20 minutes for paras to substitute for teachers, just to give a grace period of if teacher needs to take a phone call, go to the bathroom, have a break or so. So instead of bringing up with negotiations and stuff, there are schools that have certain times, minimum times of when they work. I know Henley does 20. So, if we just want to keep it consistent, across the schools, for that minimum of 20 minutes for a para to sub, to be able to receive that, $22 for that day on top of their regular pay.
And then I did pull the form that we use for it and, you know, whatever language that we agree on, I think we can just add that right at the end of it too, because it's pulled straight, this is right here. And then it's got the budget codes and everything on it, so then that would be the form that everybody signs and turns in at the end of the year. And then if we have it in multiple spots, sometimes it's.
We have it, our school says the exact same thing.
Does it?
Middle school, so I've had to fill that out.
Right?
Yeah, it keeps on giving.
Various things in there.
I get confused, and I'm like.
So you're not looking at adding any language in this?
No, no.
Okay, just kind of an agreement, recommendation, whatever? Okay.
Yeah, and then across the schools, even for high school. and middle
Okay,
schools.
and right now you don't have anybody that's getting $22 for 10 minutes of subbing?
Not that I know of, 'cause
Okay.
all of the schools, I believe, I don't know about Sunnyside, but I know Highland Park is 15.
Okay,
McKinley is 20.
okay,
I'm not sure about Sunnyside though, and then, high school, middle school is the class period, however many
Yeah.
those are.
okay, okay. All right. I was just curious on whether if someone were to read this, would
If
they,
they understand.
if they would understand it?
You know,
And I
from
hate
20 minutes to 2 hours, it's.
We can talk about that as well, because I think what there could be is the potential for a grievance. Should somebody new come in and say, I subbed for 10 minutes, contract says $22 for less than 4 hours.
And you
10
could,
minutes.
you could put that in when you come back, Christine.
Yes,
if you're gonna talk
absolutely.
about that.
Yep.
Just maybe have that little caveat out there. And since it's actually right under working conditions, which is perfect, 9.5. It's easy to add in, so then we can feel like,
Less paperwork for us if someone. We're
Yeah.
gonna look at that
yeah,
as well.
that's
Okay,
totally fine.
let's- Yeah, I
Okay.
can talk about that.
To get their profit legally.
Yeah.
So I think he's in it.
One parish, some teachers.
Yeah, we're gonna need, yep, and then get stuff, and so Holly and I met.
That's why I think like my protocol is I was.
Different is what.
20 minutes or more.
Just watch class for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We were like. reaching the $44.
Hasn't been.
Now, we think.
Or somewhere on there. And she
Well,
said, well, it
Yeah, I
would
think
be.
that's
then.
So just add distinguishing this in the language. So
Right.
when
And
you-
so,
they get the higher.
that's why she didn't just agree on.
Yes.
So that was something.
Yep.
everybody else had.
So that makes it easy to accept for everyone.
Minutes. Was there?
Because that takes out your.
Something going on, yeah, so that's good.
You know,
Oh, that's Wednesday. That's Wednesday, so we have to.
This starts at
That's what's
20
right
minutes.
for that.
Yes.
2 hours.
So we'll have.
And I would like, what's the, so it should be like 20 minutes to 2 hours for.
And Bill.
Still, yeah.
And Bill. And I put the answer this morning. I said, you know, all I did
Goes
what
to.
we thought was gonna be career fair.
Yep.
And it wasn't, it was all on the screen.
Okay.
So it was, I got opportunity for the teachers, so you're working.
No, thankfully.
We're taking it and actually.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, that's
We can do that, so, all right. So we're trying to get that going.
It's one third.
Yeah.
Boy, they, girl.
That's it, we just keep it, great,
Since I started.
keep it right here.
Like,
That's it, Kevin. We're gonna keep it like this.
Mark Irvin was there, and Healy was at.
This is how the back scratch.
And then I hear about the
So.
And then Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Changed.
Any luck with Western? Did we find out?
And it's my voice now.
Back investment. in-
This won't take,
She did check, there's a couple of them there, and she I said, well, again, we won't figure it out.
that's it.
We're going to the Bits Motorhome.
Go to the Bits Motorhome. Western, here you come. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it there, Holly. They'll want, yeah.
The other thing I put the 20 minutes to, 3 whatever hours first and then. But it's like 44.
Yeah, no.
But that's just my brain.
Although it is, I haven't, they do get paid once.
Kathy will let it do it halfway through. Yeah, and then she just highlights the one she's already paid, and then she keeps a photocopy of that instead of a copy and her copy. And then this is the form, this is the teacher one version of it, but theirs is based on different paid amounts, so I did not have that. And this is the para one.
Oh, okay.
It's a full bed. It's like cut off in the corner for the bathroom. There is the table bed too, or the bunk bed, but I'm not sleeping on the bunk.
Oh, is it like over the, no, I'm not afraid of heights, I'm not afraid of.
Beth, have you been to Dillon? You've never been to Dillon?
It's so nice, I like Dylan.
Love Dillon. I was telling Moses.
Dylan's Pizza, and that's it.
On the college volleyball team down there. And I swung into the gym thinking,
Yeah.
that parking lot was big, and I mean, when I swung that bus around, I'm talking about inches of clearance. And worked back there around. Got out there and then parked back out on the
You
street.
were like, thank heavens, I'm out.
It's the cute little town.
Below.
The closest one without doing any damage to the bus. I swung in it.
We might get there and they'll be like,
There's a car parked there. That's not there now. There's no fair. Keep in touch.
Like he climbs that thing, it was nice.
Just the leg.
Yeah, the studs sticking.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
it was just bad.
just enough.
And it wasn't a brand new car, but it was.
So my sons have
Still.
said,
They just bought.
every time it's crying.
Like,
Just got out there like.
I don't know what that, I'm like, I don't know where it is. That really voice.
No one get it.
But he hates it when I.
yeah, and that's it, you did well. You did well, because there's a lot of stuff that happens.
Oh, I don't want to see it, someone. There's some stuff.
You did well.
Oh. I like it.
No, I mean, I think if you guys get the opportunity, it would be good, just because, I mean, that's one of their specialty areas. So they turn out a lot of teachers, which is what we're after,
There's
so.
2 other schools.
we were kind of just opening, even talking and emailing and meeting, and we would have contact.
Right, which is good. No, it is, I mean, and for me, obviously, right, so I went to Western, and then my mom's side of family, or family's from Dillon on her side, so, I've got all
So
the
you're.
links with Dillon. I mean, most of it's my hunting and fishing spots, like, I know Dillon inside now. Yeah, and it would be a good resource since they're teaching college too. I get a ton,
At one point, Chinook had 3 people graduate from Dillon.
yeah.
Teachers. So I mean,
They kind of turned the page because of that curriculum they have there, with that experience one, where you take one class.
Yeah.
That's all you take for 4 weeks.
Oh,
The block schedule.
It's so nice.
You think about it, like, and then you do it, you're working in the morning, then you do an experience in the afternoon. and then you're-
You take it that,
They're usually
Yeah.
4
It
weeks.
wasn't like that when I was there, but,
No.
I would probably love that too.
Absolutely.
pretty good.
Yeah.
You get done with class in a month.
Yeah,
They're always.
Isn't it 4 weeks?
it is.
I would love that.
3 credits?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
and
if
you knock
think
out a
about
class.
it, I mean, you'd have to normally take 12.
Yeah.
So they can really take per semester like 16 credits, per semester.
Yeah.
So you think about it.
There's 8 blocks. I would love that for my superintendent because you couldn't start until April, wasn't it? I
So,
think it was April,
yeah,
and then you
It's
had
spring
April
semester.
and May where you did all 4 of the classes. And then it's like legal, finance, all the
Sport.
all the light reading. And then we went for 2 weeks on campus where you did your 2 presentations and classes, and 2 presentations and classes the next week. Yeah. But it's the busiest time of school. They're on fire.
Branch life is not.
The ranch line's not for roses.
I give you kudos, like, oh man, it's, I've seen people just work their bodies. Like, my wife's family is friends with ranchers and farmers. They live and die at that ranch. That's what it is here.
We only had one. One of the cow dog, no cows.
But you get a cow?
You gotta count them.
Okay.
He's a bird herder.
It's a heck of a job herding those birds.
Surprised he's not up on 2 because if you take him in the car, he runs from side to side in the car too. And so his nose in, because he herds cars as they go by. And so my car with his like little nose prints everywhere. He crashes into it because he gets so excited.
Sometimes how you guys just do then.
And a lot of pulses. So like this year, grades starting a different, we kind of try to put in different groups all the time so that you don't have the same needs and everything else, and you can fertilize in different ways. And pulse crops really add a lot of nitrogen to the soil. So that helps to rotate everything through. But this year we're doing winter wheat, spring wheat, chickpeas and flax together. And then you separate them after they're harvested and then freeze them. Yeah, last year we tried canola. We had never had canola before. It's an oil seed, so you just kind of readjust the sieves on the how to do it. So we're trying to throw in one new thing every year.
How many acres?
7,000.
Oh, smokes. Take a zero off of that for me.
We
That's
don't
enough.
rent all of it, we rent some of it.
Yeah, just in crop. And is that your total acre, 7,000, or is crop every year?
Total, we were doing a 50-50 split,
Yeah.
but then when we started doing crop rotation, then we
Yeah,
kind of said, well, we can do continuous cropping with that, but it's still, it's old soil and it's driving farming, so back over the continuous and.
you're gonna make a heck of a farmer out here, break there, one of the children.
And often really on him and things.
Is mosquito pretty bad? Or no?
Well, the grasshoppers have been worse. But they're only supposed to be in 3-year cycles and we've had them the last 4, really bad, so hopefully. Mosquitoes are really only if there's a bunch of standing water.
Yeah. That. And off that there.
We have a mosquito district. Do you
that?
have a mosquito district?
Like spray again. Oh, they spray, but they come back like even worse.
I feel really good.
I'm like, man, what do you guys put in that air? It's just like, it's just making them like, oh, bad. Yeah. I'll bring that farming stuff because my wife. My wife's like, Ken, it's a family farm, so you might be getting it. I was like, I don't know what to do. And it's all out in Savoy. It's like outside of Harlem. So they got this like some land, but they farm ranch on. I don't know what they're gonna do.
To attach, it's just somebody to another neighborhood environment. That's what I do.
Well, I was just joking around. I was like, I was joking around. Like, why don't we just do Wagyu beef? But I don't know how Wagyu, I don't know how, I don't know how Wagyu goes out there. Cause, so that fancy like steak. Have you ever had Wagyu? Oh, it's so good. It's like this steak that just melts in your mouth. So it's like more famous or most famous in Japan. Yep. So it's a particular, like it's a specific cow that they.
Don't they have to actually like go physically massage it for like an hour a day? Like they might go cow massage.
Cow massage.
Those Wagyu, they also.
Talking about the,
Yeah.
the one,
Like fancy. That's how the meat is just
so
so.
that place down by Hans, was advertising. That's right.
What I know,
The station in Great Falls had Wagyu as their first choice. for
Wow.
You could have pizza for a burger.
Oh, it's expensive.
This was like.
But in reality, I had one of my buddies,
But
he
you
would
have
keep cows with his in the
You would
winter.
definitely taste it. It's a different, like, the marbling is
November first.
what sets it apart from.
Yeah.
It's a great stuff.
I was running into some, in all fairness, he had.
It is amazing, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, but like, you can buy Wagyu at hospital, but
There goes the phrase.
Yeah.
I don't even know, 1 pounder.
Well, that's good. But he, and he always provided the beef.
Yeah.
But like.
And you can
Well, how about the kitchen, yes.
What you get with.
It's like, you know,
He
Has like blue cheese and whatever.
That's real.
I just don't really look at that long shirt.
Well, so that's the thing, that was a- like,
Yes.
My brother did it too, like, he's sort of, no, no, that's just. He completely loved.
Oh.
You're supposed to just sear it, like this, just a little bit.
It's kind of rare.
It's a little rare animal, not even a little bit.
I don't even like tuna seared.
No, that's when I'm straight up medium,
I'm more like that too.
straight up.
Beef, like, rare, like,
Yeah, straight up medium. I feel like that's a good one.
This Wagyu. I want to see if I can keep it raw. Should just like. Should make.
That just gave me-
Just pop some in the mouth, just for good measure. Not me, Beth. You will find that, but not.
You can do that with beef.
You can?
Yeah, you can eat it raw, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yes, you can, like, chicken is the only thing that's like
For
chicken or
pork.
pork, yeah,
Yeah, salmonella, you want to say.
yeah. But beef, you can eat it raw, like, I've seen people.
Beth, I'm with you.
You look at like sushi and everything else,
Yeah,
it has beef on, it, right?
yes.
My sister and mom, they were just in Hawaii last week and they went to salad fish.
No matter what. Yep, I'm with you, Kevin, all the way around.
Yeah, I see.
I remember we took vacation to Hawaii, a few years ago. And they were.
I've seen people eat it just like her. That thing is so easy. I bet do it. Who doesn't know people?
Smoked salmon. So like.
Great, you were like,
So anything serious, no, it's not something.
you're like, that's not in the book yet. No,
At least like put some. I just.
I don't blame that.
I don't either. I think it's good for people.
Grandma used to sear pot roast on the side. And then put it in that.
And now,
It
yeah.
would keep all the juice in.
It's like, it's for like. And you don't never, you never know. Like,
But then he said, you say, was it 9?
Meaning, not like, you don't want to get relaxed, but like.
Yeah.
In different
In
positions.
the range room.
You cut the stars.
The only thing is in some way, it's
Even just plan this year based on student numbers
so it's basically,
to determine if, you know, we could.
pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, some other people, but like, just call it, do it all, eliminate a position.
I just know it doesn't affect
Not necessarily in the right area, but the state budget, they would.
The board not.
Depending on who was retired.
They had a one room to the last part. And I think, I don't know. Yeah.
And one year, and. No.
Yeah.
Do turn like for other agencies.
The old, task.
I know there's a turn out here, but I've never been to it, so I can't tell you.
Oh, well, okay, along highway two, or you can go far.
Oh, I'll go visit and I'll tell you whether I'm on my.
Do they hear?
Oh, I think we're fighting out how to get to Dillon.
Do they hear?
On the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. My guess is from Havre, you just go to Butte and then. So,
Yeah, well, Great Falls, Helen.
So what do you want?
Subway.
It's
Savoy.
It's a boy, yeah, it's a really.
I
small
have
town.
not been to Savoy.
It's outside of Harlem, Montana. It's a real small town.
Is that north or?
I don't know.
It looks like it's,
I've never been there, but my wife's family has a farm. there.
it's north of highway
Yeah.
two, but
What's in Savoy? Oh, just you.
That's it.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's basically a ghost town. so.
get some way to be.
Yeah, I'm some wacky beef out there, Brian. That's
Bring some Wagyu in from Savoy. Hey, let's give it a go. Yeah.
You know those cows are expensive.
We need to have security then.
Yeah.
My sister lives outside of Granda, and you turn at the, I told my mom, I saw that, like, you turn at the first. She said, well, what if they disappear? And he's like, well, I think that's all, there's a sign, that says come back at first, like, that's all they have. No one's gonna go anywhere. It's gone the next time.
That'll be it. You'll be like this.
Oh, it looks like it was on.
I don't know what's so particular, but it's a different kind of, there's different feed that they produce.
Here's a new video on the untold truth.
Well,
I gotta tell it.
The untold truth.
Oh, and it says in Japan they feed them rice, hay, and other grains and greens to help create the fattiest meat. So,
And sound you eat too.
I was gonna say, including
And
gourmet
rice wine,
beer.
you know, beer, rice. and
Gourmet beer. Sounds like expensive.
they've only been in the US for 40 years. First one imported in 1976.
There's a lot of it. Get a chance to
Yeah, my
black
list.
use that on the list.
How do you spell it? W-A.
WAGYU.
So you can see how we got into eggs.
Come on in.
Proposal number one, we do, agree to that one, you know, and stuff.
Okay.
For proposal number two, with the insurance rates, you know, just kind of. What do you want to go to number three first?
You said insurance rates, I like that.
Okay, oh, okay, no, I can do that. Okay, so for proposal number three, we do agree to that.
Okay.
For the, 900 and the 657.
Okay.
For, proposal two, with the salary schedule, you know, just kind of advocate for the paras, and everything, and just kind of, you know, making them feel a little bit better, you know, during these kind of hard times and stuff. We do want to counter for the, 25-26 year for a, 4% increase. And then for the 26-27 school year, just to keep it at the, 3.5.
And then you have, Christine, you a chance to look at that.
Yes. And so the main thing with that is we have to make sure that on page 10,
Yes.
yep, that if a paraprofessional, and it's 9.5, agrees to serve as a substitute for the teacher, she shall receive in addition to their regular daily pay, 44 for 4 or more hours. And then I kind of played around with $22 for 20 minutes up to 4 hours, something like that. Okay,
Okay.
it was hard because we can't say 4 hours because that's the cutoff. And that, so, for, 20 minutes or at least 20 minutes.
At least 20 minutes or more.
Up to 3 hours and 59 minutes.
Talked about it's like, for at least 20 minutes.
2, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
And, but less than maybe,
I like that, but less than, how about that?
but
Yeah,
less
yeah.
than 4 hours. Block, and then, dot.
Can we put the 22 before the 44, just?
The 20,
Change it around to say,
absolutely,
I-
absolutely.
I do appreciate that because I agree to that because it is always bugging. Yeah.
No, you don't.
First, 22 and 44.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, you guys.
No, I'm glad.
No,
you're
it's
kinda
fine.
happy with it.
It sounds good, I mean, to me.
Okay,
Right.
give us a few minutes now, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
They'll be-
Drive it along today.
Oh, this is just on the general fund. General fund, I think. So for 4%, it would be 55,000.
And what was 3.5?
What, 51,370, and then for your 4%,
It was
is
55.
55. Yeah. And I'm just accounting, I'm estimating, I'm estimating that step down, right? So,
And then share with that 4% factored in.
It would just be 3.5 on the second.
yeah, all together.
Yes,
We do it all together. So,
yeah, because then they agreed to the 3.5.
so it's, altogether, those 2 years, with just an estimated step down is $91,783 on the general fund. There's just on this.
And that's before the 3.5.
Yeah, altogether. Yes. Okay. And so, let me see, compare.
Quite a turnover in Paris from year to year, or?
Well, a lot, I think, one right now. Yeah. I don't know, it's right, so.
What was the reason for the turnover?
You know, that's a pretty just fluid position where they do it for a little bit, and a lot of those do. You know, you get in and you're working with the kids. And it's not an easy gig, and it's one that typically you're refilling a lot. There's like, and that's not just in our district, that's actually across the board.
Jobs.
He works in different, you know, he works in another.
He works at Walmart.
No,
This, he didn't want to make him kill him.
no. So it's sort of kind of one.
Well, I was surprised to see the scale go all the way out to 20 years. It's a big experience.
Right.
That's a long time.
And it's not necessarily, if they move up by taking their professional development credit.
Well, they can move up a little faster.
No.
Oh, okay.
If you don't take professional development, you stay.
Oh.
You take it and then you go the next year.
There's take.
Gotcha. So it's not just be there for a year and then automatically get a raise next year.
But you
So
don't
the
take
credits, how many?
18 hours
18 hours, so
per lane debt drop.
it's a little more than one credits worth of dollars, I guess. 15. It's a long time ago, now it used to be 15 hours in one lecture credit.
What I can tell you guys is this too,
Cause I got, yeah.
in what I've learned with negotiating, so when you're doing, in good faith bargaining. Once we put a proposal like 3.5, we shouldn't reduce it. So once you come up with that number, like we can go up like to 4, but we couldn't go then 4 to 3 because we're going back on a proposal that we've already put on the table.
Yeah.
It is, but.
But the big stay.
Yep, I've watched you, those get back into that, if you go back on something you've already put, so you can use that as a minimum. And then kind of go in between, so the swing in 4,000, I don't think is significant enough that it's,
No.
you know what I mean, I don't think it's one that we need to buy.
Well.
Yeah, so I guess I should read this, it says step, because it's in years. Okay. So could they jump up during the year, or it's just one? Okay.
I don't know, but
62 pairs. That's all right. That's what I have on my spreadsheet of payrolls.
I think it could be very close to that.
Are those currently all filled?
No,
But
there's
That's max positions. Okay.
no, that's how many are currently working.
Oh,
they're
that,
working, yes.
A lot of that depends on
Oh,
issues with special needs. And
it is.
I felt like working this week.
You want to just say people, and it's out there, general paragraphs, but are special ed.
And there is a pay differentiation due to that. The different job descriptions too.
Yeah.
And we've had some requests right now, where they want specifically like to be a sped bear versus a diet bear. So they kind of think really, you know, there's ones that are considered filled and the others.
Yes.
Yep.
It goes either direction.
Right, it is depending, yeah.
What classes that come through the program, it's like one year, it's split the next year. Different code.
No,
Like,
And planning and programming.
yes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, no.
never know. So Moses,
Almost didn't count them.
Yeah. No. Majority of them only got one, special ed too. Majority of them.
And a lot of them that I've noticed is a lot of them are also on just the first step. So they're brand new, brand. They're at that 1533 or the 1636.
Well, brand new are just having taken classes.
Cause yeah, they got a lot.
So what, no account. That's really good.
for that. And the other thing is, as you know, then keep it positive.
Yes.
Kate will go back and share out positive vibes, which can.
It's almost, yeah, it's almost the best confident
Game
That's the special ed.
for such a small
That's
difference.
with their longevity.
I know you was talking about just having a meeting for like substitute teachers.
Yeah, they never gonna.
When's this one? Was also the bargaining.
But yes, he hasn't moved.
Oh, God.
Hasn't worked yet.
So we found out Tuesday because it's the Easter week. When that ends above that age, directly to the other students for insurance.
So they.
How much did it go up?
12%.
12%.
On the insurance. Now granted, they don't get paid the full amount anyway. So it's, we have set numbers for Teamsters, which is to our advantage.
Yes.
So Moses around tentatively $50
And at the beginning of the year,
There's,
or-
so there's not even Teamsters.
That day, I think.
So that would go.
I think that one counts for 3 or 4, depending on the hours over here.
So, but you know, this time of year,
Like
it's
that first
like,
day,
yeah, like
that
this.
first is
We've got
our
this,
vacation
and then we have
period.
the levy. So right now, this for us, April is.
So I guess. That's what
Why would they say schools?
the stars and it's gonna be an $8,000.
That is what it is. They don't vote longevity.
And without it, it's one.
They do because it's built into your PI. I mean, it's separate, but there's an opportunity.
But they don't just automatically.
Pretty sure it'll be over
Those years since they.
Well, that's why we do this reduction of the, this county. So TF stars and the levy.
And they want to.
They
don't cost.
No, sure.
Yeah.
So we'll be sitting through.
I need
So let's kind of relate it out.
That's why.
You've had already.
Has all the information. on it.
Yep, yep, it's strong given that's.
That, this is what they're made.
Yep.
That's what I'm like.
I know. No, I think it is. I think.
Okay, I guess what I'm not following is how do you guys compete what they?
Especially the stars.
Oh, because the inflation are fast.
They don't really know that before they elect the stars now.
Okay.
Because they don't give us a,
What, when does the legislative session close?
in the May.
Oh, end of May.
So, you know, that's the hard part is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That like that goes on this week. And then we have that opportunity, we have that.
That sounds like.
Communicate that it's gonna go.
Yeah, but it's.
That they go on.
Oh, yeah.
15, 30, 30.
So that's where it's like.
I mean, the highest one is
We have
21.
one girl, 20 this year. She'll be.
So are we good with going ahead and become the
Good. Yep, we're good.
back to the time that we gave the bonus. Yeah, so a lot of them. No, it seems.
Both teachers that are both,
They know about that, many different ideas.
yeah. That one is not been as relaxed. That one's had a lot more angle.
Yeah, I prefer this one.
Yep, yep, it's a good call. Me too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's. Oh, that's all.
Sorry, no, you're good.
Okay, so I think we were just down to proposal 2 then, correct?
Yes.
Yep. So for 25, 26, we will agree to 4%. And then on 26, 27, 3.5.
Okay.
Perfect.
Topics?
Okay.
And I'm still working on it. How about no less than 20 minutes, but no more than for a club? Okay.
Good. Sounds good.
Can you that really great?
Yeah, that feels good. And then Beth, did you get a copy of it?
Please.
Yeah, so then that will just add in to just to make sure.
Or two. He's doing the market.
So, yep. Perfect. That's it. Easy sneezy. Easy sneezy. All you want, here's from you, Moses, we want to hand over your notebook and we all. Then?
Turn in review.
And then
You don't need it.
your, no, that's the way everyone, but
Oh.
What the cost could be, bus drivers could.
Yep. Maintenance.
I just put it together and date them.
Contract for everything or nothing.
Okay, there's 2, it's not separated by insurance. So, and then there's separate thresholds on what insurance.
Okay.
So what we'd like to do is
Yeah.
Oh, you got
kind of an angle that.
Yeah.
And comment, but we listen, I get to this one. And Moses and I kind of talked about it, it would be good to get, if you could, we did it's the insurance part for Teamsters. So it would be nice to just get them all under one set insurance package versus 2. So that's what Moses and I kind of talked about, because we got closer before, there was a huge disparity, Kevin.
Yeah.
And so we brought it last year, like a difference of about, so we like to be stable on everyone, so yes, the just need to come back. It is. It is. It reviews some of the perfect biases.
We agreed to what your comfortable going to.
Perfect, perfect. Okay,
All right.
so then,
I don't think we've ever done signed TAs for Havre paras. I don't know that we necessarily need to reporting in that as well. If you guys want to, we certainly can. But I think we've got everything that we need as well for that. So,
Perfect.
okay.
perfect.
Did you want me to take care of the red line
I
and
was gonna
everything?
ask you.
I certainly can.
Doesn't matter.
Yep, that's kind of what I do.
So you'll have the whole.
I'll have the whole thing. Yep, I'll send the whole CBA, including the changes in the 9.5.
Perfect.
I'll probably send that to you guys first, and that if you
Just
want
to look over.
just to look over
Okay.
it and see, and same thing to you as well, but I think we've got an agreement that it is the 20 minutes.
Perfect.
And that way, if we can, I'll play around with it a little bit as well.
Oh, that sounds good.
And then the entire CBA will come to you, with the changes. Are you guys okay with that changes on there? There wasn't a whole lot. Okay,
Nope, that sounds good.
alrighty.
And then, so just so you know, so May 13th
Okay.
is our board meeting. So that week prior,
Sure.
like Wednesday, the week prior, to take that way, then we can make sure we get it in the board packet, and it's all set for approval.
Yep, no. Oh,
Sound good?
yeah.
Today by noon.
Well, I'm up here on Wednesday.
No, not this coming.
Oh,
Wednesday before the Thursday.
oh, yeah.
The sixth.
No worries. We'll take care of that. before,
Perfect.
And that, but I will send a complete CBA with red line, and strike throughs
Inward.
and that inward, yep.
That's what I was
And
gonna
that,
ask, and then we can make it accessible for the website once we.
Yep.
We can have it to media,
Yeah.
accessibility.
I'll also send it as a PDF just because, and then if everything looks good, we'll do a complete final draft as well. Normally in the red line, I will X out the signature page, just because people sometimes will find the red line. It's difficult.
That sounds good.
Alrighty, great.
Perfect. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thanks,
You guys have been a pleasure.